How's it going, everybody? It is Lockhart here, and today we are going to be talking about Brown Dust 2. I didn't know there was even a Brown Dust 1, and I didn't bother to look anything up because I couldn't find it in the App Store. So, yeah. Today we're just going to do a bit of a game review, and my first impressions, I know I'm a little bit late to the game, but honestly, I'm a bit bummed out that I didn't pick up on it a lot sooner, but I was also preoccupied with a bunch of other gachas that had came out around the same time. Now, I have some thoughts about this game because this game is hella cool. I'm using the keyboard right now because I can, and there is a controller functionality as well. No, there isn't. Well, there was. And it's such a cool... Okay. I feel like this game was actually an entirely full game that got gacha elements thrown into it. And a lot of that reason comes from the little things, right? So if you don't know anything about the game, like I did, I wasn't sure what to expect. All I saw were screenshots. So it was just a lot of this, and then the combat screenshots, some of the character designs as well. And like this like team building one, and then the equipment screen, like, oh look, you can go through your characters and whatever, and you can equip them, and they're all your companions, and each companion is a character that has multiple costumes or blah blah blah. I didn't even know about the whole costumes thing, and that made sense to me after I started playing the game. So let's start with some of the little things. So the UI is really fast, and once everything loads, it's pretty quick to get into your summoning aspect. I say that, and the summoning aspect is not turning on. And you do get a free pull every day. You get 2 character pulls right now. So you get a free pull for this character, a free pull for this character. I got, in the previous banner, Destinia, her weapon, I got in a free pull. And then the girl here, I got very desperate because I needed to have more damage. So I did my 10 ticket pull, and I got that as well. I have not actually done a full pull aside from that. Now, the general advice is, okay, you should not be... Don't bother going for the exclusive weapons because they just give extra stats. And the stats are random when it comes to the additional one. So let's take a look at hers. So when I pull her, I got a 5-star UR, which was very lucky. So I won't have to do it again, except my additional options are okay. Magic attack at 8.1, HP, and critical damage. These are, I think, are all right. And then I have a percentage boost, and then I have a stat boost. I do, however, find that when I did get her weapon, she did become a lot stronger. Similar to Justia. Oh my god, I screwed up her name. I'm so sorry, everybody. Similar to Justia, I got her UR weapon. And I found that she just had loads more impact on the battlefield. Now, hers is attack. And I don't know if that changes completely, where it's like, all the stats are kind of random in that sense. But I found that she does a lot more damage. So I was happy to get hers for free, basically on the free pull, and hers for the 10 pull that I was like, I really needed. At the beginning of the game, the person that I random rolled for was him, who is dead. But he is very strong. He has a lot of true damage. So, super, like, no regrets on the infinity roll. And then he randomly appeared in a bar, and I was able to pick him up. We'll go over that as well. Now, this is your... In this screen here is where I feel like is, again, more of a full game with gacha aspects thrown into it. Because I think in a regular RPG, you will find that, like, the path to something like this is quite long. It's not short in the least. So I'm going to revive the 3 people who just died. And then the only way to heal them is you either give them food or you feed them these meals that can automatically be turned on. You have to cook the meals, and as you level up, you can make more at a time, but I can only make 30 at a time. And this process gets kind of long. Like, I don't mind it because like it's cute, and you know, sometimes I mix up my meals and whatever, and you know, it's kind of like a part of the game. But then it does get a lot longer when it comes to gear crafting, right? Because not only like as I level up her proficiency, so right now she can go to the next tier, because normally when you make something, her experience bar will go up. But because I'm already maxed in it, I can't go up any higher than I already am, meaning that I need to be able to rank up her cooking skill, right? So let's go to gear crafting. So with her, I'm 2 ranks up. So now I can make R rarity gear, which you kind of do. You can level them up too, because it does cost only gold and no external resources, but you're not going to re-roll the stats. And then it'll just go up and up as I like continue to rank her. You do get this guy. This guy is your beginner. You just get him randomly. But I got her randomly in a bar, so I added her to the pool, and she has been really good so far. I'm just going to add in my dude. And this is kind of my team just right now. So sorry, when I get to here and I have to craft any gear, even if I have to craft this, I have to use this material, which also comes from other materials. And so for her to craft, she needs the materials to craft those gears, and she is the one who you also get for free in the second chapter. So I have to, let's say I have to make 100 of these, and now I only have 9, but I just use max material, so I can only 9 is my max right now. I can make up to 30 of those at a time, and now I just have to add these into that pool. So same with that, and now I can use them to further to make further equipment. And if I want to be able to make stronger equipment, so not everyone has the skill, sorry about that. So I need to go to her alchemy. Now you can see that it's advanced. I can rank it up. I don't have any of these books. You can get them, and I would have to rank up. And then I can start making even more materials. And so it would be the same for her as well. I would have to advance, go to the next one. Again, I don't have it, although the gear crafting proficiency has to be at 100, etc. So that's kind of that. There is a large cast in the game, and for you to get free units as potential units, you can go to other worlds as well. So I'm gonna take out this aspect here, this cartridge aspect where you join different worlds is super cool, and I really like it. And the thing that I find even more interesting is that, let's say I want to do the Night of Blood. You're thinking like, why does this say guidebook? Well, when you flip through pages, it's literally like a guidebook you used to get in video games with screenshots, character models. Like, this is such a minute thing that doesn't need to be here, but simply is. Because again, it feels like a whole game. It feels like an entire game that they kind of just threw gacha elements into it. So we'll go to Lapis Switch, and then we'll go to like every little world that you go to has a bar and an inn, and sometimes they're combined. So I'm not 100% familiar with it, so we're gonna just make sure. So they always like welcome you back when you go into the world, which is cool. Each world also has its own quest, like 3 quests or so. Okay. So the skipping is really simple. Oh, super dark here. There we go. So that is merchant. Lots of loading, folks. I'll have to edit that probably. There is no super dash function, unfortunately. Like, you do walk at 1 speed. You can use abilities that will allow you to run really fast. So here we go. Okay, I can pick up a quest there to continue on. And here we are. We have a 5-star. So you can tell right here, her... Whoops, don't get too close. Her rank is right there. So if I talk to her, you can use these scrolls that you do get throughout the game. I have one right now. And I can pick her up and get her. Oh, I actually have her costume, like an extra cost, or her exclusive gear. And then I have another one. And this one is also a 5-star 5-star unit. And again, you can go into the info too. Figure out, oh, what are you about? Oh, is this your ability? So each one comes with an ability. Additional costumes give additional abilities. And I can look her up and decide whether or not it's someone I need right now. I haven't done any pulls at all. So I've been alright going through these. And sometimes you get 4 stars, sometimes you get 2 stars. And I've been lucky enough to get 3 stars. You can go to the barkeeper and you can refresh. It'll tell you this is who you have right now. I can refresh, get 2 more units, okay, for 50. And then if I get like a 3-star, the 3-star scrolls you'll always have a lot of, and the 2-star scrolls you'll have or the 4-star scrolls you'll have a little bit less, and then the 5-star scrolls you'll have the least. Currently I'm sitting at 1, so not a whole lot. So let's go into combat. The one thing about the game in this combat, the one thing about combat in this game is that there is, it can be really unforgiving, truth be told. It is not an easy game in terms of being able to auto however you want. You can, if you accidentally get into a hard fight and your people are in a bad, so let's take a look at the formation. So the formation remains the same no matter what, right? So if for some reason in your last playthrough you moved your ranged units all the way to the front, they could just very easily get whacked and just die. You know, especially if you weren't paying attention to, like, so if I left her here, you can see that she has less HP. Or again, if I left him there, he has a lot less HP. They will use skills if you go into auto, but they will always attack in a line. Right? So that's kind of the only thing when it comes to stuff like that. Okay. So let's take a look at, if you do it step by step, each character has their own thing. So she has 2 costumes attached to her. So she actually has 2 abilities. He has the one that's been upgraded a couple times. Each ability has like a certain amount of stars. So you can see that this will use 3 stars, 3 diamonds, or 3 stamp skill points, but I have only 2, right? And you have to attack in order to get those skill points back. And you can see the shapes of their attacks too. So hers is actually 1 and 3 to the back. Hers is 3 horizontally, vertical, 2 vertical, 3 horizontal, 2 vertical. So you kind of get the idea. So then you'll have to reposition them throughout here in order to make sure that they're actually actively attacking properly. Just going to go back to the auto. The only other... So the thing that I find most unforgiving and why I, again, feel like this is like a full game is that the last boss of chapters 1, 2, and 3, I had to fully manual. Because I could not power up enough in order to properly just leave it be and let them, like, hopefully go in there and do their thing and hopefully kill the boss. Every time that happened, it was complete and utter failure. And I just got rocked every single time. But then when I played it, it was like, it wasn't as hard as it should have been. It was just because every character needed to be in a specific formation or a specific place. So that way they either weren't getting hit or they weren't out of place or they were using their skills at the right turns and stuff like that. So that for me was kind of like eye-opening to the, okay, fine, I can auto like some of the easier portions that are like, you know, oh, this is a quest that you have to go collect this or go hunt this animal or go do this thing in the jungle and pick up some laundry or that's crazy, but it's true. And so for that, like, you know, basic monsters, sure, you can probably get away with it and you'll be fine. But then, but But then again, you get to the bosses, you get slapped. The other thing that I found super cool is that in these character packs, you actually become a specific character. And in these game modes, you actually have to, you almost have to manual the majority of the stages here. And the reason for that is once you go in, all these characters are set. You actually can't use some characters in this game mode, because the thing is that, like, so this is Justia in this universe, and so that'll be one of her costumes. Same with the guy in the back there. I have one version, but in this character pack, he becomes a different he becomes a mage instead of a healer. And every stage can be beat in maybe 1 or 2 turns if you're very smart about it, right? Like, you have to pay attention. Sorry, the dialogue is good. I'm just, for the sake of the video, I'm going to try to skip as much as I can, so that way I'm not, like, you know, boring everybody. But you don't, like, when you're actually in the story mode. So right now I've already beat it, so I have to use my characters, so I can't show you what the characters, the special characters look like, but they're all like characters from this like this little universe here, where they're all like a bunch of students, which is super cool. So when you go to the stages, some of the stages you're thinking like, oh, I'll just auto it, and it's like, no, you can't, because like you don't have access to everything that you normally do in your normal story mode. So that is super cool. Again, it feels like this is kind of taking a page out of a game called Live Alive, or Live Alive, depending, you know, who you are. Where, so this one is like, takes place in a school, and this one will take place in like a post-apocalyptic underground, where again, different characters, different skills. So here you can kind of see it. This is one of the main characters that you use. He's different. This guy is a character named Wiggle. Hopefully we can get some character art, and we don't. And he's so funny, but he's so cool in this one. It's like they made him look even better. It was like straight out of Tokyo Ghoul or something. And it is amazing. Like, it is so much fun. Now, the one thing I will say about this game is that, oh, so this is one of the new ones. It's super cool. It's like you're buying a new cartridge. I like that the cartridge looks like a Super Nintendo cartridge. Honestly, I appreciate that a lot. I'll go through. I got some to go through. Obviously, I haven't fully finished and caught up to all the current content in the game. But that being said, content-wise, feels good, but this game is not fast. This game is so slow, and it is so punishing, and this is a full-on game, and I feel like a lot of gacha games, you're powering through, you're just kind of going through it, and you're going through the motions of it, and it's super easy, and this is anything but that. This game is not easy. Nothing about this game is fast either. Like, you have to take your time with everything. And it doesn't feel bad. It's actually all right. The only other thing that I will say, though, is that even though you have all these cutesy pictures with the way the characters look and the way the sprites are, do not misunderstand the tone of this story. It is not like that. This game is brutal. Like, it is so like it is really big Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood vibes, like a darker version of what you like. I mean, dude just died, like, you know, like he's like, what just happened? And it seems that these people are begging for the, this guy didn't even say anything to them, he just killed him, you know. This game is insanely dark. And I think, truth be told, not knowing what I was going to get myself into, I was not expecting that, because it seems like a cutesy game in the beginning. With the tutorial mode, you're like, oh my god, this is kind of fun. And then I play the first chapter, and within the first chapter, I'm like, oh man, it is not what you think. And then even when you think a heroic moment is coming, it like totally doesn't. It just goes sideways, and it just keeps getting darker. And there is a charm in creating these like cute, detailed little sprites with this deep storyline that's like funny sometimes and really not funny other times. And it's just it's really good story writing that is broken up in a way that's easy to digest. And I think that's why the story is as slow. Not the story, just everything is as slow as it is. Like making like health items, creating gear for your team, leveling up your team. Like getting to level 40 is super easy. And then between 40 and 60, all of a sudden it's this huge gap and it takes loads of XP points to be able to get there. I would recommend this game to anybody who wants to play a really well-built RPG. I've gone to where I am right now without having to really pull on banners. And that speaks really well in terms of the game provides you with the majority of what you need. And then the pulling aspect is a lot more of like, you know, do you like this unit? Do you like that unit? You know, and it's really, I feel like that's really nice to be able to have progressed as far as I have and only feel like for once, like, you know what, I'm going to try for this character's weapons just so I can get some exclusive gear. And when I did, it was literally exactly what I needed. I got very lucky there, obviously. But the general advice that I've seen is that, just pull on the character banners because you want to work on permanent stats, right? You want to work on leveling. You want to work on increasing their skills and their costume levels. And that makes sense, 100%. I don't deny it, but it doesn't seem like that kind of game. I think the weapons are a lot more underrated than what people have been saying. I think you do need your weapons because this game will open a can of whoop ass on you if you think you're just going to try to auto everything. Some things easier than others. And I think at a certain point in time, you will get stronger. But I think that aspect of making sure you properly set up your team to create, like to pass a boss stage, it's like 100% always going to be the same, I think. So that's it. That's just my first impressions. I think I will do more once I've gotten like maybe 2 or 3 months into it. This is just what I feel like in the last couple weeks of playing this game and getting to where I have so far. I wanted to wait until I got further ahead. But again, the pace of the game is so slow. I'm outpacing it with other games I've picked up at the same time as this one. And it's not that I'm giving it any less time. It's just there's a lot of thoughtfulness to this game. I don't like skipping too much of the story, so like doing what I just did really destroyed me earlier because I wanted to know what happened. But this is one for the books. I'm going to be very surprised, and I'm very curious as to what the future of collaboration will look like in this game. So let me know what y'all think. Are you playing it? Are you enjoying it? What is your strategy? Do you have any advice for me? Because I'll take any and all advice on this game. I really want to play it long term because it's a totally different game, totally different pace. And so I'm really excited to see how this game is going to grow. You know, business-wise, the game is doing really well. So let's see how it continues on. If you've watched until this point, please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that fun stuff. Leave any feedback in the comments. Again, same with like any advice for the game in the comments too. Would love to hear from some veteran players that have been in this game since day one as well, and what you like about it. Thank you so much. And hopefully for newer players who are just looking into this game, hopefully you guys like it too. Take care.